Hello, hello, and welcome back to the Cooper Villa channel. I'm Scott Cooper, and I'm here with Noah Fisher and Tommy Lazaridis to talk about Aston Villa versus Bournemouth from the weekend. Yep, another win. Things are going well. Emery's side on fire. Could have been more, but we'll talk about all the action, all the controversy, the VAR, and everything else after this. Okay, so yes, it was Villa Park, 3 o'clock kickoff. It was Bournemouth. They were in the bottom three, and Villa were coming off 3 games unbeaten and looking to get a win before the international break. And we did exactly that, Noah. I'm going to go to you first. But first of all, before we kick off, I want to say, please, if you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and do that. Please like the video and follow us on all the socials. We're on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, all of that. So get on and follow us. And Noah, I want to say congratulations. He won his cricket grand final on Saturday and he is a premiership player. So congratulations on a great win.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
How did it go? Was it a big night with the boys after the victory?
Yeah, it was a pretty big night. Obviously, it's my first premiership I've won, same with most of the boys. So nice to be able to celebrate it. Unfortunately, we played on Sunday, so I only played yesterday because of the stupid heat off rule here in Melbourne. 37 degrees, couldn't play.
Really?
So you had to play on the Sunday.
37 degrees humid, Mike. You like no sun the whole day.
I know. We should have played. But ultimately, I don't care. So I've got this medal around my neck today, so it's all that matters.
And you went the whole season unbeaten as well?
No, we lost 2 games.
2 games.
Lost 2 games. So we actually lost the team we beat 2 weeks ago.
Right, but you've had a great season. Well done, and it's also been a great season so far for Villa, especially since Unai Emery has come in. I saw a table saying that since Emery's appointment, that we're third in the league behind Arsenal and Man City in terms of points, and we got off to a great start here, Tommy, with the early goal from Douglas Luiz. Great bit of work from Bailey, who's come under a bit of criticism recently, and he was there to tap it in.
Yeah, I think the entire build-up, right, was pretty good, all the way from the back to front. But, I mean, I've got to love when Dougie scores and, just so much passion and emotion. Place was erupting. I had a feeling the floodgates were going to open, like 3-0, something like that. Clean sheet's always a big win. But, yeah, I thought we're going to have a good game after, coming out of the gates firing. Just he wanted to celebrate, but he ran into Bailey, and just there's just so much love and passion within the team and just this sense of unity and family, as Emery would say. But no, very happy, very, very good start.
Definitely. I think he's one of the players that has really improved under Emery. He's had his ups and downs since he came to Villa. There was times it looked like he might be leaving. There was other times he was sort of in and out of the team. But Noah, I think he's probably playing his best football he's played under us recently.
Oh, for sure.
Yep.
It's the blonde hair Dougie. It's lockdown hair Dougie, and he's proven a point. As Tommy said, the passion when he scores goals for Villa, even actually assists goals for Villa. It was at the corner he put in. He didn't get the assist for it, but flick on from Mings. He was still so passionate about that goal, and I think he just rides the bumps like the fans do, and that's something I love to see.
Definitely, and I think him and Kamara have struck up a good partnership. I know Kamara's out of the middle at the moment, but I think he's sort of really lifted his game, and this possession style that we're playing is really suiting him. But yeah, we went 1-0 up, and then I thought Bournemouth sort of came back a little bit in the and it was a bit of a basketball match there for a while in terms of chances, and they caught us 1 or 2 times over the top with the long ball, but I think we were creating chances too, and obviously there was the penalty, Tommy, the penalty shout that wasn't given, and I think I just don't know what VAR is doing if that's not a penalty in today's day and age.
I think it's Atwell trying to just touch the screen with his eyes closed when he's reassessing, but that was ridiculous. It's on target and it's come straight in on his hand. It's in an unnatural position. Ridiculous. Should have been given a pen, and I think Ollie would have slotted it home. He's in red hot form at the moment. Unlucky, I think, not to be called up for England, as Darren Bent said. He's done everything he can. But But yeah, I think would have been floodgates open 4-5-0 that we would have done them. And mind you, they're coming in off a high after the Liverpool win. So, like they've got probably more to prove than any other team. Any relegation scrapper, like you look at Southampton's comeback, right? You want to avoid these teams. I thought once we kicked into gear, we weathered their storm after going up 1-0. I know it's a long-winded answer, but pen wasn't given. We just whatever, it is what it is. And then it was funny for the second one, it wasn't given. And then I think there was a third one, and Mings and that all look at the ref. They're like, almost like, oh yeah, we know it's not going to be a pen either. So it was just a bit of a piss take, I think, in the officiating box.
Yeah, the first one definitely was a head scratcher, and Ollie Watkins had a good chance as well in that first half. Buendia with a lovely little through ball, Noah, and unfortunately he tried to sort of lift it over the goalkeeper. It didn't quite come off, but he seems to be like working well, and Buendia seems to be. It probably wasn't his best game. I think he gave the ball away quite a bit in this game, but he's trying different things, and it's coming off. Every now and again, and he's finding some good areas, so that's good to see.
No, exactly that. But touching on Watkins, I swear, like, if he's had all these chances like all season, right? But if he missed this like 6 or 7 weeks ago before he started this red hot form, I'll say it again, the criticism he would have got would have been immense because he's in this patch where like he scored 7 goals, whatever it is, in like this amount of time. Everyone's like, oh, it's right. He's looking good. He's looking so much better. He's actually always looked this good.
That's right.
Always
when you're scoring goals, mate, when you're scoring goals and you miss the occasional 1 or 2, and if they're easy ones, it's like we know he'll get the next 1 or 2, right? Yeah. And then he worked his socks off. I think he kind of created the first goal. So
he always does work his socks off, Tommy.
Well, but I think because he's found the back of the net now, Noah, you've got less criticism for me. We've all got less criticism for him. But again, like, we'll let him off, right? I know he'll probably find the back of the net next game.
Yeah, no,
and we're winning games as well. That's the big difference. Like under Gerrard, we were losing matches. He missed a chance here and there in a game that we lost by a goal or 2. That's gonna hurt a bit more, and the fans are gonna be a little bit more toxic. But we're playing well. We're creating chances. Other people are looking like scoring as well. It's not just him. That takes a little bit of pressure off, and I think all those things are different factors that are contributing into him looking way more confident.
And I think again, there's something I saw in the comment section. 2 things. First of all, it's like what we have now under Emery that we never had, and I mean Brighton's probably the perfect exhibit A, right? We know how to win ugly, and we know how to grind it out. Bournemouth had just as much chance, and they probably could have taken the lead at one point, right? Like Solanke caught us sleeping, and it's happened a few times, so they'll catch us. They'll spring that offside trap. Mm-hmm. So that. Second of all, we're not really moving in the table. But what I have noticed is we're starting to really now. So 1 or 2 wins, we can go from 11th to 6th pretty quick. Because other teams aren't getting the results we are. I'm confident as shit, when we play the likes of Chelsea, right? They're starting to find form, but like I said, our record speaks for itself since Emery's appointment.
That's it. That Chelsea game after the international break is going to be a huge one. And if we could get something out of that, we could definitely push on to those, Europa Conference or Europa League positions, because, Fulham are starting to look a bit more shaky. Brighton are playing well, to be honest. They're going to be hard to pull in. But yeah, it's up for grabs, definitely. And we got to play all these teams again as well. So there's certainly opportunities. But going into halftime, I was happy with the way we were playing. We're creating chances. We had plenty of the ball. On the counter-attack, once or twice they looked dangerous, but with their pace, with that long ball over Moreno's head, sometimes caught us out. But apart from a few sort of half chances, we seem to be like, on top and in control. Yeah. And it was all about finding that second goal, but that didn't come until later on. There was the second handball with Stevens again. I didn't think that one personally was a penalty myself. I thought it actually hit his thigh and then went onto his hand, and his hand was close enough, to his leg to be in a natural position. And I think if that was a Villa player and it was given, you'd be pretty angry. But there was that. But then the second goal came, and it was Jacob Ramsey, and he was probably due a goal.
I mean, the person I think that probably deserved the goal as well was Tyrone Mings. I don't think this bloke's ever going to score again because he just couldn't quite find the back of the net.
The concept ball to Mings, like, it was a great strike. I think Neto just read it.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. Like when seeing that, like
If I saw him take a
Tyrone.
touch, I would have been like, oh, if I saw Mings take a touch, I would have said up front next game, do it. So,
and the ball from Conso, he makes the little run in behind and he demands the ball from Buendia. He points to where he wants it like a winger and then he cuts it back. Yeah.
It's good.
Conso always shouts and, always blaming about. I said, when Mings missed, like you can see Conso jumping up like, oh, like go Mingsy, like everyone wanted him to get one. And then he goes and backs it up with a great assist.
Exactly.
What a check.
Exactly.
Anyway, back to Ramsey. Sorry.
But I actually don't remember when the last time JJ scored.
Yeah, it's been a while. We spoke about it last week.
I know he was like.
No one doesn't remember. It's been a while.
Yeah, but I know he put against Southampton when I was there because that was right in front of me.
Yeah.
But I don't remember besides that when he actually last scored. Hope it's on the comments.
Well,
that might be the last one. I can't think of one since then, but
I'll try to find out. But I'm just so happy for him.
Yeah, and you could tell he was pumped. He's a local lad. Everyone, scoring from the whole team meant a lot to him. And, he's got that just turn of pace that when he's confident, he'll just go past people. And I think it's one of his best games for a long time.
Well, speaking of local lads scoring with one of their best games in a long time, I think I'm going to quickly just pause and pivot to Cameron Archer. 2 goals and 1 assist for Middlesbrough. That kid is in red-hot form, and I think Emery's probably going to give him a sniff next season.
I mean, you'd really have to.
Duran, Watkins, and Archer in red-hot form. Like, do we need I know, like, I've been one saying, we're linked with Jonathan David. Do we need to go and spend money on a big name forward? Like, we haven't even seen the best of Duran yet.
I know, and Duran can play on the wing as well. He's he's a possible winger if we want to play more than one at a time. We've seen Ollie play wide as well. So there's plenty of ways we could mix it up in that front three, definitely. And speaking about the front three, we saw another performance from Traore. I thought he looked a bit rusty. Like he's obviously coming back slowly, but it's good to see him out there. And
my God,
there's just so much X factor with Mr. Burkina Faso.
Definitely.
I'm not sure how often this happens. There's actually 2 Burkina Faso players playing in the same game yesterday. A guy from Bournemouth, Burkina Faso.
I do, yeah. He's the quick guy up front. I forgot his name.
I forgot his name as well, but he played.
He's really good. He's the one that was causing Moreno some problems.
Yeah. By the way, I also checked.
Did he have longer hair?
Yeah, I think he's got sort of dreadlocks or something, maybe.
But I checked. JJ's last goal was Man
I think the name starts with O, but I can't remember the Bournemouth player. But yeah, he's So we've got the double Burkina Faso going on in the Premier League. But Burkina Faso guy took the honours, took the 3 points. So that's good to see. And there's so many big performances to highlight. I think Matty Cash was great on all game. I think Mings was great. John McGinn was really good in the first half, back to his best in terms of turning players, using his physicality and getting.
I think Moreno was pretty awesome going forward as well. There was that 1 or 2 times. Yeah, I thought he was pretty acceptable. Defensively, he was pretty resilient too. So I think he settled in. I think he came out recently and said it's going to take a bit to settle in, and I think now he'll be the starting left back. I think Matt Cash also came out and. I think it was a post-match interview. He goes, it took a little while to adjust to the Emery system. So, I think that's why he was starting Ashley Young. It's like, if you're not going to fit my system, I won't play you until you do. So, I think we're seeing the best of Cash now. Defensively, he was great. And he's always been great defensively, but just bombing forward now he's great. He's great.
And Emi Martinez made a great save from the free kick from Billing. And, it's 1-0 at that stage. It's, if that goes in, could be a very different game. And we could be in a bit of trouble and starting to get a bit tense and a bit stressed out trying to go for that winning goal at 1-1. So that's a huge moment. And now he's got 33 clean sheets in 99 appearances. Mark Bosnich and Brad Friedel had 33 and 100. So he's got one game against Chelsea to beat the record and make it 34 in his first 100 games. So let's hope he can do that against Chelsea. It's going to be a big ask, but that would be great to see because if you think about it,
this guy eats pressure, man.
Yeah, if you think about it, the the Friedel was under Martin O'Neill, which was a top 6 team, and Bosnich was under Ron Atkinson when we were a top 2 or 3 team in that season. So Emmy has done it in a team that's more mid-table. Yeah, struggling at times, so that's probably even bigger achievement in my eyes. The fact that he can do it in a team that had just been promoted and has a sort of a leaky defense at times, which we have. So
I think that, there's legends in that, like previous years, but I think the game's evolved as well, right?
100%.
Tactics and the rulings and VAR and all these. So I think Emmy's probably had the tougher end of the stick as well. And like you said, the defense in him was definitely more leaky than any other one, to be honest.
Definitely.
You haven't got like Melberg and Lawson in front of you.
That's right. Absolutely. And, he's been a real leader as well. It's not just his saves. It's the whole package you get from Emmy. It's the time wasting, the shithousery. It's everything. It's great.
As good as Bosnich and Friedel are, to be honest, they're probably not top 3, sometimes even, arguments there for top 1 in the world, right? So they probably have, I know there's inflation and that, but, Martinez probably got a very big price tag on him, probably a lot bigger than we think.
Definitely. I think you could make the argument now that in the Premier League era, he's the best goalkeeper we've ever had. I do have a soft spot for Bosnich because, he's an Aussie and he also, he was around the time that I first got into Villa and, he was just so good in big moments to win us trophies. Which is a huge thing and something that we haven't done since those days. So in that League Cup final, he made one of the best saves we've ever seen against Mark Hughes in the '94 Coca-Cola Cup final. And I would say probably if I was taking my sort of bias out of it, I would say Martinez is a better goalkeeper. And
are you gonna do Brad Guzan dirty like that, Scott?
Mate, Brad Guzan's the GOAT.
He was, man, except that half-quarter strike from Shelby at Swansea.
Don't forget Nyland, all right? He kept us up with that save against Sheffield United, okay?
Tommy only mentioned it once a podcast.
Huh?
That's it.
So, Tommy, you only mentioned that save about once a podcast.
Nyland. Hey, we love PAR. The Villa assistant referee.
One thing I did want to touch on is there was a lot of criticism on Twitter and other social medias about the atmosphere at the game, and about it was very quiet on Saturday. I don't know if you guys could pick that up through the TV or not. I did see 1 or 2 sort of empty seats, and I know it's Bournemouth 3 p.m. Saturday. It's not like the biggest sort of highlight fixture, and we all know that Villa Park during the night games are a different story as well. But I just want to, are we getting a little bit complacent, as a fan base?
I don't think so. I think you mentioned it, Scott. It was Bournemouth 3 p.m. kickoff. It's not a massive occasion. I think when Villa kind of went 1-0 up, I think it was pretty cruisy. The whole end, as you know, in Villa Park, really like they get the boys home when you need to.
Yeah,
I think it was just kind of a bit of a cruise control sort of a game.
Yeah,
I know Bournemouth kind of pushed and they could have scored. I think if Bournemouth equalised, a different story altogether. Villa Park would have absolutely erupted and tried to get behind the boys. But in a game like that, I think it's just pretty crazy.
And I did see Greg Price. Sorry, Tommy. I saw Greg Price just going on, expanding on this point, saying that before the first goal, we were knocking it around the back with this slow build up, and the crowd was starting to get on the players, saying, "Get it forward." And then we go boom, 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 and we scored the goal. I think maybe I think we're trying to adjust as a fan base to this style as well, and it might not be sort of the best way to play football in everyone's eyes, but it's getting the results. So I'm enjoying it.
I mean, you look at Man City, but their fan base didn't exist 10 years ago, whatever. But, like I said, our club's been on the decline for how many years? We erupted when we got promoted, and now that we're here, there's this linear progression of us going places. You should definitely be having your bums on seats because, when we start going on that decline over time, nothing good lasts forever, right? You'll be saying, I wish I went to a couple more of those games we were winning, right?
Exactly.
And, I don't know, like I'd personally kill to go to a Villa game. So there's a lot of people that can't, and if you've got that privilege and it's just a local ticket down the road, go sit on a seat for us and all those non-UK Villa fans.
And
Well said, Tommy.
the other games people should be going and watching or watching on TVs. The women's team, Noah, they got through to the FA Cup semi-final against beating Man City in the quarterfinal 2-1. This season for Carla Ward's team just goes from strength to strength. Rachel Daly scoring the winner again. She's absolutely on fire. One of the top goal scorers. I think she's second in the league in terms of goal scoring. And we've got a massive chance of maybe winning a trophy here.
I know, it's actually quite impressive. Because I know Max Stokes and Simon were there last night at the women's. But I'm going to see what they put. They put something on social media. He goes, I encourage anyone to get down to a women's game if they can. They're class tonight and a really good side.
They
And
are a good
They're
side.
they're playing some sensational football. And I think you and I were talking about it last podcast, the one before, how, it's not easy to actually grow in this league. It's not easy to sign like the best talent.
Yeah.
They've actually got like a group of players, and they've got a couple of absolute stars they've signed. Like Rachel Daly's one that I can't believe Villa actually they got Laura Nobbs, I think it is, from Arsenal. They got Hansen on loan from Man United.
And Darley in the midfield is really good. It's really good.
Then you got like someone like Sarah Mailing at right back who's been at Villa, then went away and come back. Hannah Hampton won the Euros as like a keeper with England. Like, they've got some very, very good like players, and they're finally putting it together. And I really hope they go far. So I'm pretty sure it's Chelsea, United, Brighton, and Villa that are left.
Correct.
I'd love to see the turnout they got if they made the final, honestly.
That's it. The draws, I think, on Tuesday, maybe. It's coming up soon. So we'll have to wait and see who we get in the final. Obviously, Chelsea or Man United will be tough because they're flying high at the top of the league. But, Villa are in fifth. And with Rachel Daly banging in the goals, they're a chance. So, make sure you get on that and make sure you watch the girls play. They're playing Brighton, I think, on Sunday, I think it is. And that's there's no games this weekend, so check them out because they are on fire. But let's wrap up there and let's go out with our predictions, boys. For I know it's going to be a couple of weeks, but Chelsea away. Not Thomas Tuchel, Graham Potter's team. They've picked up a bit of form recently. Got a few wins, got through against Dortmund in the Champions League. And, it's going to be a tough match. But what are you guys thinking?
Tommy can go first.
I'm going a 1-0 with Bertrand Traore to score against his old club.
Well, he was the one that gave them the transfer ban.
Was he?
That's right.
Yeah, he was the dodgy transfer that when Frank Lampard took over, he couldn't sign any players. It was because of him.
Love that. That's unreal.
So he could hurt him again.
I'm gonna go I think Martinez will get the record. I'm gonna go 2-0. I think Chelsea will start to chase the game. And it's at Villa Park. So I'm gonna go a Leon Bailey.
I reckon 0-0. I reckon it could even be a dogfight.
I think it's at Stamford Bridge.
No, it's at Villa Park, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's at Villa Park.
Okay. I thought it was at Stamford Bridge. But
is it home then home again?
I'm pretty sure. I'm just checking because I don't like to be wrong. It's the Stamford Bridge. I am wrong. So Leon Bailey won't score. Leon Bailey won't score. It's away from home. So I'm going to go a Jacob Ramsey and an Ollie Watkins goal.
Okay, I'll say. I was going to say a draw, but because I want Emmy to get the record, I'm going to say 0-0. All right.
Yes.
And then he'll get the record and we'll get a decent away point. But thanks for watching again, guys. Please follow us on socials, like the video, subscribe, and we will be back for Chelsea away. And take it easy and up the Villa.